You're watching the Prime Report on the Prime Target Security channel.
Welcome to the Prime Report. I'm Samantha Prime, showing off my new software. How do I look? Today on the Prime Report, a story rooted in globalism, that new dirty word for those of us who love freedom and liberty. Globalism infringes on all of our freedoms and rights as the movement separates our whole civilization, benefiting less than 1% of the world's population for the sake of future control and governance, to reach the fictitious goals of the world elite. Here with our first story, is David Prime.
Today, the Vatican joined forces with the ever-growing globalist movement, by offering the opinion that a one-world controller of finance and a basic world governing body would make life somehow better, and proposed this should please the many protesters of the Occupy movement, a protest movement that began on Wall Street, USA, but has spread across the globe pushing for tax reforms, living rights, equal opportunities, better education, an end to big government, an end to big business control, and an end to the tyranny that has become the new American way of life courtesy of the privately owned Federal Reserve Bank. This one-world finance proposal would give the reins of the world to the same thieves that control the strings of our leaders, along with leaders from around the globe. Those responsible for the current economic collapse, the Rothschild banking cartel. As countries give themselves away to the banking system in order to bail themselves out of hardship, the banks are more than ready to jump in and help. If you control the money, you naturally control everything. What began as Rome's rule many years ago, is now the rule of the huge globalist agenda heading our way, complete with fake carbon taxes, pension cuts and financial controls, eventually dictating how you can live your lives. Wise up, America, this is our children's future here. David Prime reporting, Prime Target News.
Thank you, David. Now off to New York for insights about those stunning claims from the Vatican. Reporter John Prime is standing by.
Hello from outside the Occupy Wall Street movement protest. I am John Prime. In another attempt to control how outside viewers think of the protests here and around the world, another misspoken statement in the news is making its rounds. Today's news of the Vatican saying a one-world controller of money would please the protesters. Nothing could be farther from the truth. Having placed themselves with the unpopular globalist movement towards a one-world government, the Vatican has mistakenly painted the protesters with the wrong colors. Protesters want fair wages, fair housing, better schools, less taxes, more appropriate use of those taxes, less government corruption, less big business running our politicians from behind the curtain of campaign donations, and the acknowledgement of the privately owned Federal Reserve System's role in the current collapse of America. As with every generation in our past that felt the heavy hands of tyranny, these protesters are the heart of America, doing what we all should, expressing what we all are thinking, and they are making a difference. Making our future better than our present. Instead of hearing what big box media says about these protesters, go down to a local protest and listen to them. Research them. Get to know them. Learn that they are protesting for all of us. Blankets, food and material donations like markers and poster board will help a lot. From the edge of democracy, I'm John Prime, Prime Target News. Back to you, Samantha.
Thank you, John. And as always, thank you for watching. We are the news, as real as it gets. Subscribe today for information, documentaries, YouTube videos, and news stories you need to hear from around the globe and more. I am Samantha Prime, from Security Plaza. This has been the Prime Report.
You're watching the Prime Report on the Prime Target Security channel.